3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Todd Brown, That Racing Show. Thanks for dropping by for this pit stop segment. 2024, man. Reeling in the sponsorships. I love this. New brands coming to the sport, new names on the side of cars. Obviously, Kyle Busch has got a lot to do with this. We're going to get to all that here in just a moment. But I love this. I love the fact new sponsors are coming into the sport. It's great for the sport. It's great for everything around. And, man, like I say, drivers switching cars, new names on the side of the cars. I know of another situation that's possibly happening right now with Spire Motorsports and Corey LaJoie with a new, let's just say, franchise brand coming into the sport on the side of that car. This is possible. I'm not the one to go out there and tell anybody's news, so I'm not going to get into anything like that. But if it does happen, I got a cool backstory about this stuff, about the brand itself, and how this is kind of ironic with the situation that's there. But anyways, not going to get into that right now because it's just all talk right now. But anyways, Kyle Busch. Let's talk about this because it wasn't but just a little over a year ago that Joe Gibbs Racing was saying, we can't get a sponsor for Kyle Busch. We can't put him back in that 18 car because we don't have the money. Richard Childress said, hey, Joe, hold my beer. And he put all them sponsors on the side of that car last year, went out and won 3 races for Richard Childress Racing in his first season back in a Chevrolet. Not only back in a Chevrolet, but with Richard Childress Racing, a guy who he had a fight with before. And I think it was a very life-changing experience for Kyle Busch because obviously if you look at it, fans have changed their opinion on Kyle Busch. And if you look at Kyle Busch himself, he's changed. We're going to get to all that here in just a second. Let's talk about these sponsorships because it's announced this week. Zone Premium nicotine pouches going on the side of that car for 2024. Going to be big time in Daytona with them. And a little over a week ago, announced Rebel Bourbon on the side of the 8 car, which I'm going to say I think is one of the baddest paint schemes out there right now. I love the look of that car. But, man, we have to take this collectively. Kyle Busch was always the Candyman. Because of the M&M Mars brand that was on the side of his car for so many years, he was labeled the Candyman. Now he's kind of the guy driving the car that's got a bunch of adult vices on the side of it. And I'm not putting this down. I think it's cool. I think the transition of how he went from that guy to who he is now is really, really cool. And when I say things about adult vices, I'm going to explain this right here because we got the Zone nicotine pouches, and we got the liquor. We got Rebel Bourbon on the side of the car. We got Bet MGM on the side of the car. And then we got 3 Chi. So let me break this down right quick. We got the nicotine pouches. And we got the alcohol on the side of the car. We got some gambling on the side of the car. And then we got 3 Chi, which 3 Chi, they dabble in some hemp-based cannabis products. Little mood-altering substances there. But, kind of if you think about it, they're all kind of things that land a lot of people in some addiction counseling or something, but hopefully that won't happen with nobody out there. But, man, again, like I say, this is really cool to see this transition in Kyle Busch's career. It makes me feel like the dude's going to be around for a good while longer, and I love that. But also, in addition to this, he's got Global Industrial that come on, plus Morgan & Morgan. This is a law firm, #1 law firm for personal injury in the United States. And like I say, Kyle has stacked up the sponsors for the year, and I think it's great. I love it. I'm looking forward to seeing what's going to happen, because if you go back and look at one of my episodes from when all the talk was, when everything was coming out about possibly Kyle switching to a different team, I said back then, I seen him going to Richard Childress Racing because I feel like Richard Childress Racing was a very Southern heritage team, and I think it was an aspect that when he sat down with Samantha and Kyle and Brexton and talked about it, it was going to make sense. And I think it has made sense because obviously they were successful. And now you look at what's happened this year. Kyle Busch selling the truck team. That's all gone. Doesn't have to worry about that. Off the table. Now Rowdy Energy Drinks out the picture, which I think there was more to that, but we're not going to go into that right now either. But either way, Kyle's got a clean slate. He can focus on the racing. He's got these big brands behind him. It's going to be wild to see what he does in 2024 in that 8 car. I personally am looking forward to it. I think he's going to have a pretty successful run all through the season. Obviously, it kind of fell apart at the end of the year last year, but I don't see that for this year. I think they're going to be a pretty strong team all the way to the end. But anyways, I want your opinions on this. How do you like this? How do you feel about Kyle Busch going from being the Candyman to now he's kind of like the guy you hang out with, as far as with his sponsorships right here, because it's a good time car. That's a good time car. That's one way you can place say it for a lot of people. Not me. I don't do none of that stuff. But anyways, hope everybody out there is having a great week. I'm back with episodes. I know I've been saying this, and man, so much things have been going on here lately. But next week, getting back with the rhythm here, and I hope you join me. And if you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button because it keeps me going. And man, I love to talk racing. But anyways, hope everybody out there is having a great week. And as always, we'll see you at the checkered flag.